Hello and welcome back to The Farthest Thunder. This is episode 5 of an Alien RPG actual play here on Looking for Mom. Um, do a quick recap. Oh, just to get a couple things out of the way. Benji will not be able to join us tonight due to travel plans, and Ezra will be joining us by audio. Uh, quick recap from last session, which was rather stressful. Um, and action packed. You guys faced off with a strange species of beetles. These beetles, and along with a broodmother, who's probably the largest beetle you've ever seen, had a nasty looking head. Um, and every time you killed them, they would splash acid on you, which would do more damage than the beetles themselves possibly ever could. These beetles were almost like suicide beetles, and they would seem to be attracted to vehicles more than anything. Because at the same time you were trying to seek shelter in this neuroplasm plant, um, the cooperative had come in search of you. And as they landed their shuttlecraft, they were swarmed by poppers as well, by and large, destroying their ship, making it non functional. I don't think you guys ever went in there to try and salvage it. We can retcon that a bit if you guys want to. But otherwise, it is obviously clearly unflyable in its current state. In the mayhem and the chaos, a couple of you were seriously wounded. Otmar, you got some nasty acid burns, too close to the brood mother when Benji shot it. And you got the secondary splash from that. Took some serious damage, but managed to stay on your feet. Gideon, however, not so lucky. Heroically poked one of these poppers with his zapper, meant to harn- uh, to wrangle harvesters, things much larger than these poppers, but still managed to destroy this thing. But in the process, was severely damaged. His right arm completely burned from the splash of acid. Um, and as the acid continued to burn through his clothing and his skin, it ended up damaging his kidney. So much so that he will require immediate medical attention within one Earth day, 24 hours. Otherwise, Gideon will die. So, given this, the severity of Gideon's wounds and the lack of medical facilities, clean medical facilities at least, out here in Neuroplasm Plant, you guys decide to head back to Baxter's Reach, despite the fact that you have the Simps and apparently the Cooperative waiting for you there. So, you decide to split up in two jeeps remaining. Um, Managed to talk Benji out of driving. So I think your drivers is Ezra and South of the two drivers. Otmar, you decide to stay behind, maybe catch a quick nap. Um, and as you waved goodbye to your friends and you were going to ride Jarvis back into town, you notice something on the ridge, several hundred meters away, a hooded figure watching you, and then disappear behind the ridge. I will also mention that in some footage that you managed to recover at the neuroplasm plant, you saw a similarly hooded figure planting what seemed to be the first of these nodules that you found on the floor of this factory many, many, many years ago. All right, and so that's where we will pick up tonight. You pile into the two jeeps, which are luckily unharmed. You see the wreckage of the cooperative shuttle on the landing pad. Otmar's inside taking a nap. You pile into your respective jeeps. Uh, Ezra driving one with Gideon, Doctor Volkov, and the hero, Alex Turner, in one Jeep. And in the other, driven by South, we have Aiko, Benji, and another wounded individual, the captain of the cooperative squad sent to retrieve you, Captain Lin Hu Ying. Ezra, as you're driving across these grassy plains, the huge 30-foot stalks of grass like whipping past you. There's dust kind of flying in the air as you backtrack, heading roughly generally the direction you came from the crashed ship, back towards Baxter's Reach. How fast is Ezra going?
Pedal to the metal.
All right.
Locked in.
So,
Game face on. Total concentration.
so you see Ezra pedal to the metal, just tearing it out of this neuroplasm plant, trying to get Gideon as quickly as possible back to Baxter's Reach. Do you follow in suit at such?
No, I'm gonna not pedal to the metal, but I mean, a brisk pace, but not anything crazy.
Not reckless. All right, Ezra, I'm going to need a piloting roll from you.
And that's why I
Got
didn't do that.
You got it. Coming right up.
You're far too good at this. So, tell me, Ezra, how would you like to spend your extra 3 successes?
Bank them for future car driving risks.
All right. So that is 4 extra successes that you're banking. Crazy. All right. So Ezra makes it look easy, South. You're choking on his dust, putzing along behind, like Sunday drive.
Well,
whenever
hold
stop.
on. He hasn't rolled yet. We don't know.
No, South isn't being reckless.
I'm not-
Ezra
I'm-
is like
Oh.
gunning it.
I've got a lot of stress. I'm just trying to. We'll get there.
All right. So at this pace, Ezra, you managed to reach the crash site first within a few hours. About how long did it say it took you to get here? Roughly 8 hours, I think. So 4 days on this planet. And when you reach the crash site, do you continue on or stay here?
This was our intended destination, right? Were there medical facilities
so.
for Gideon here, or are we heading to Baxter's Reach? I think we were heading here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is within sight of Baxter's Reach, by the way.
Yeah. I'll do a quick 360 around the crash site to make sure there's nobody on hiding behind it or anything like that, and then just peel into a parking spot right by the hatch. Try to get Gideon inside.
Okay. A few things you notice. You still see the dead and now slightly decaying bodies of Victor Chen, Lieutenant James Blake on the ground, along with 2 of the simps, one of them badly run over. I can't recall who ran him over. Was that Benji? Or South? I can't recall who was driving then. But yes, you see those. Yes, Aiko.
I think it was me who was driving one.
Oh, was that
and
you?
Then,
No.
And oh my gosh, Benji was driving the other one.
Okay. So yeah, you see Aiko's handiwork lying with a rather visible dent across his midsection with tire marks. But the thing that catches your attention more than even these dead bodies kind of rotting away outside in this kind of slightly arid terrain, so they haven't decomposed too much. On the horizon, you see Baxter's Reach, and you see streams of smoke rising from it.
Yeah, there's not much for words. I think he'll just take note. I will turn around and look at I assume the people in my Jeep can see that as well. I'll turn around from my driving to catch their expression on their face when they see that, particularly Dr. Volkov.
You can see Dr. Volkov is, her attention is divided between ensuring Gideon is comfortable on this crazy ride that you've just had driving across this plains. And then she catches the smoke and coming from Baxter's reach. A look of concern and a frown crosses her face. But then she focuses her attention back on Gideon and says, Ezra, help, if you could help me get Gideon inside and show me where the med lab is, I would greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely, I will. Pull it with that. Yeah, no talk. But my actions will show that I'm agreeing to what she's proposing. Pull into it. Pull the truck Jeep next to the hatch. Try to give a high sign to the crew that's in there. They're probably watching us. I'm waving my finger in the air saying, open the hatch. And yeah, I'll assist the doctor in getting Gideon out.
All right. You see the hatch open and you see the chief engineer kind of looking at you. He's pale as a ghost. He's scared shitless. And he said, did you see those? It's like the sky was blacked out, blotted out completely. It's just I've never seen anything like it. A
Save it.
swarm of...
Save it. We'll talk about it later. We have one that needs help. Open up the medical bay, power it up.
All right. Is it safe?
Safe as it's gonna be. Let us in, close the hatch, keep an eye out for a Jeep a couple minutes behind us.
All right. They close the hatch behind you. They escort you to the medical bay. Everything, as you can see from the shuttlecraft, the way it landed, everything is kind of on like a 30-degree angle. So you're kind of like leaning against the walls, trying to pull yourself up some of these hallways. But you find your way into the medical bay. It's a bit tossed over, like all the instruments are kind of, anything that was loose or unbolted is kind of flown everywhere during the crash. But everything is intact. It's a pretty basic medical bay, though. It wasn't meant to do like major surgery or anything like that, but you can administer first aid in a sterile environment with proper equipment, at least.
Any of the crew that was on the ship more skilled than another in medical that might be able to provide better assistance to Dr. Volkov than Ezra?
There is one person who's like a field medic amongst the crew, but Dr. Volkov steps forward and says, Gideon, help me get Gideon on the bed. Is there anything we can do to get this bed straight so he doesn't fall off? It's kind of... we'll just have to strap him in.
Ezra nods. Is anybody with us? Is the chief engineer that opened the hatch still with us?
The chief engineer was gone. He's trying to isolate the power and just power up the med bay.
But just Volkov, me, and Gideon in the room?
Yeah, Alex Turner, he's gone off someplace.
All right, I'll try to level the table on which Gideon is being put.
Give me a heavy machinery check as you try and move this rather large and cumbersome, bulky table in place. Okay. So you do your best to straighten this table as best you can. However, it's massive and it's bolted to the floor, almost welded. There's no way you can really adjust this table to make it even.
Yeah, I'll just stay quiet and assume the doctor's going to tell me the next move, even if that fails.
All right. I'll roll for Dr. Volkov.
Yeah.
You have a doctor in the house. Gideon.
Just went down.
With
guys, and, know what's going on.
Oops, South is we're losing South isn't. Oh, there you go. Now you're kind of sideways, but okay.
Yeah, you're literally south.
All right, Gideon. With all of those successes, she takes a bit of time. So it's going to take the better part of a turn, several hours, as she operates on you as best she can. She gets into a sterile gown, puts a mask on, puts out some instruments. She asks you, Ezra, to find certain drugs, like anesthetics, anything that will help dull the pain for Gideon as she works on him. Do you stay there to assist, or would you rather go someplace else?
No, I stay there more so to keep an eye on untrustworthy doctor than to assist. My outwardly appearance is assisting. My mentality is keeping an eye on every move she makes. The doctor.
Okay. She's roughly maybe a couple of hours into this operation. Gideon, you are as drugged up as you could be. You're not completely under, but there's not. She doesn't have an anesthesiast on hand to monitor you and all that stuff. But she's doing the best she can. It's still excruciatingly painful for you as she cuts out the parts of your flesh that are burned and unsalvageable. And she tries to repair the damage as best she can. She gets graft.
Is Gideon like screaming and all this stuff while this is going on?
Oh, 100%.
Can I can
He's a wuss.
can Aiko kind of like tap on the door like mid surgery and just kind of make a quick request?
I swear to God. I swear to God.
She's well, actually, okay. So you all, the rest of you all arrive here. Aiko, Otmar, you're a little behind them. Still, you're going to be about an hour or so behind them, maybe a little longer. So it's Aiko and South in this car that have recently arrived, and you too see the dead bodies kind of littering the area around the crash site, and you too see the smoke rising from Baxter's Reach. You see one of the crew members exit the hatch to greet you, kind of wave you in. Come on in. Get inside as quickly as you can. I don't want any more of those bugs around.
God, what is all that screaming? My head. Ah. Yeah, I'll knock on the door there.
Ezra, you can visibly see Dr. Volkov roll her eyes. And says, Ezra, dear, would you mind taking care of that?
I will head to the medical bay door, open it, walk through it, shut it behind me, and go nose to nose with Aiko.
Can you guys keep it down or get me some aspirin, please?
Yeah, aspirin's down the hall, Pete. Make a left at the corner. You'll see it.
If there actually is aspirin, I'm gonna go like take 3 of them.
No, he was giving you false instructions just to get out of here.
Aiko, you're sent on a bit of a wild goose chase around this crash shuttlecraft looking for aspirin. If you like, you can make a roll for me.
Oh boy.
Let's see if you can find some.
Actually, if it'll lower my stress, let's go for it. That would help a lot. Observation, I'm guessing?
It would be observation.
Nice.
Gosh, okay, you're at the end of your rope here. Oh my gosh. So you're screaming now too.
It's just 2 screams calling back and forth.
So just to clarify, right? So we haven't had a rest this entire campaign. He's been attacked, hiding in a hallway. we're driving here, and now he's hearing screaming, and he just had to have a conversation with Ezra. He's really at the end of his rope.
I feel like out of all the people, I deserve to be the one screaming.
This is the Aiko show now, right? You're a background cast member.
I see. I'll remember this for later.
If you live.
Okay. But you did have some success there, didn't you? Yes, you had 2 successes. So you did manage to find like a first aid kit with some aspirin in there.
Oh,
So after a successful surgery, Gideon, you have recovered all your health, but you still have your busted arm, which is still going to take I think you rolled a 7 or something like that. Take a 7
Oh yeah.
7 Earth days for you to regain use of it. At the end of the surgery, you're still going to need a little bit of time to rest and recover. You can't just jump on your feet and go fight a war. It's going to still take some time to heal.
that's 84 planet
Okay,
day.
cool.
Otmar, back at the neuroplasm plant, you're alone with Jarvis. You see your friends driving off into the distance, the kind of trail of dust rising and slowly into the air as their jeeps recede over the plains. What do you do? Or if anything, are you just taking a nap here?
I mean, he saw that figure on the hilltop as his friends drove away, but he doesn't feel like he would be any kind of a fight or able to deal with those circumstances. So he's gonna go in and lock the place up and try to recover some strength, try to catch his breath, maybe hydrate a little bit.
Hydration is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, given the severity of what you guys have been through, I'm going to say it's full 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think so. He's rough. He's still like finding acid on parts of his clothes, and I think he would when he was done, if the coast was clear, he might check out the wreckage of the ship to see if there's anything in there before he wrangles Jarvis back towards Baxter's Reach.
All right. So you go ahead and make an investigation roll as you search the remains of this
Observation for that one?
Sorry, observation. Sorry. Thank you.
All good.
Is there anything in particular you're looking for, or just looking for anything that's
power cells? He'd be looking for any kind of power cells or things of that nature.
All right. So obviously the main source of power in this ship are the engines, and they're offline. They're destroyed. But you do find some low voltage like power cells portable ones that you can carry. There's in fact even a small off-road vehicle in this shuttlecraft.
Oh, interesting. You might try to see if it's operational and assess its roadworthiness.
It was not damaged in the attack. It is still intact.
All right.
The problem will be trying to get it out of the kind of hull of the ship that's now kind of melted around it. You'd have to try and...
Yeah, he has a cutting torch.
It will take you some time to cut your way through the wall, the hull. But it can be done.
All right. So he's going to note that this is here and maybe save it for later since there's a little bit of a time crunch. The wreckage of how would he describe this bird? Of the
shuttle?
Yeah, the shuttle, and it was from the organization called the Cooperative.
Yeah.
So he'll then go and fetch Jarvis and head out.
Okay. I am going to need you. I'm going to start making some extra rolls for you here because you are the sole wrangler for Jarvis.
Yes. Got Probably got his
So I
harness
need-
on now.
I need you to make a. Okay, so you have the harness on. So it's a stamina roll,
Yeah.
and you gain 1 extra die. All right, another success.
Yeah. So it feels good to be back out of the buildings in the wild with Jarvis. And yeah, let's see if he can go go find Gideon.
I'll say you have managed to recover 1 with how many successes you got? 2 for your one success. Or did you get 2 successes for your observation? 2.
For which one?
For
For
you found
For
observation.
observation, he had 2 successes.
Okay, so you got 1 power cell is what you managed to find.
Okay.
You can add that. All right, so you get on Jarvis. He's a little grumpy, a little hungry, a little annoyed at all the hubbub that had been recently going on around him.
Yeah.
But he seems quite happy to get the hell out of here. And you can even tell as he's moving underneath you that he is moving at it's like a dog when they know when they're going and turn around from a walk and they know they're going home.
Yeah.
They kind of pick up the pace. That's exactly the way Jarvis is acting right now. He knows he's going home. All right, so Gideon, can you roll 2d6 for me, please, to see how long it will take you to recover from your kidney debacle?
Sure thing.
8 days. So your arm will take 7 days and your kidney will take 8 days. So, and what that means is until you're fully recovered, you're basically going to have a penalty on anything you try and do.
Okay. And these are Earth days, right?
These are Earth days, yes. All right, so you've all gathered once more at the crash site. Otmar, as you pull in with Jarvis, you too can see in the distance smoke rising from Baxter's Reach. You have never seen Baxter's Reach in such a state. It looks like it is burning. All right, but you are all reunited back here at the crash site. Gideon's surgery was a success, pulled through with flying colors. And Dr. Volkov says, well, does anyone else require medical attention?
Thanks, Doc. I'm feeling okay. What the hell happened at the Reach?
I'm not so quite sure. I just finished my operation here.
He'd be asking, like, whoever's gathered.
Okay.
But it seems like nobody really knows.
Ezra will kind of gesture at was the chief engineer that opened the hatch, and I'll say full report as a command.
I said, well, it's maybe 10 hours. It's days here. Kind of messing me up. But I think 10, 12 hours ago, after he'd left, me and the crew were just working on the ship, trying to get things repaired. I've been working on the landing struts. So you know, I give me another couple days and I can get this ship back on its feet at least. So we're at least level and we can take a look at damage underneath. But we're at least a few days from that still. And I don't know the extent of the damage to the hull. But anyway, after you'd gone 10, 12 hours later, we just heard this weird droning, buzzing sound. And a bunch of us outside looked up and we could see like a cloud coming towards us from the direction that you guys went to, and thought, oh shit, you guys are goners. If you drove into that mess, there's no way you're coming out. But yeah, it just came. So we all just like ducked back into the ship, shut everything down, and went quiet. And the things just flew over us. God damn it, there were so many. There were hundreds of them. We couldn't see the sky. It's like locusts. And they went straight for Baxter's Reach. I don't know what's happened to that town, but god damn it, that's a lot of bugs.
But you're saying none of the bugs came to our ship?
No, they just flew right over us.
Ezra will stay stone-faced. That is pretty unusual.
Seth is gonna look at Ezra and kind of look at the ground and look back at Ezra and like, did we cause this?
How soon after the cooperative shuttle flew out towards us did the bugs fly across the sky?
Oh, it was basically just as that cloud of bugs came that we saw a shuttlecraft lift off, the same one that landed, and they were streaming across the sky. They tried to like go above the bugs, gain some altitude on them. You could see, we could see some of the bugs kind of peel off and chase after them, but the rest just swarmed that poor town.
Does Otmar think this was a different shuttle than the one he was salvaging a little while ago?
It would be the one and only
The
shuttle.
same one.
The
Okay.
cooperative only came in the one shuttle.
They
That
just
was
came
it.
in that vehicle. Okay, wow. Okay.
Ezra will ask, "Did you see any vehicles flee the town after it got sieged?
No. You know,
Infested?"
you could even. I mean, it was horrifying, man. We could even. I mean, we were bundled right up, secure, tight as a button in this ship. We weren't stepping foot outside, man. That's no. I don't pay us enough for that shit.
What was the name of the original guy that was at the town with us that was working for the cooperative?
Sam?
It was like
Sam Hargrove?
Hargrove.
Sam. Okay. Seth is gonna kind of look at the group and like, so did you think it took care of the Sam problem? Do you think they made it out?
They can't all be dead. I'd bet on Cockroach Sam being one of the ones left living.
I mean, nobody left. They said they didn't see anybody come in or out of the town. I mean, if we caused this and destroyed the only home I've ever known, I've already lost Ophelia. Now the town, I don't have anything.
It's a world of shit. You always knew that.
If these things show up the same day the cooperative does, is that a coincidence? Did they bring them, or did somebody not want them here?
You know, there's a thing I saw after y'all left the facility. From the video, that hooded figure. I swear I seen one just like that, looking down on me from a hilltop, not far from the facility. Think whoever it was, some part of them is still here.
Ezra will look at Captain Lynn. What's she doing while we're having this conversation?
Yeah, Otmar would try to share that with private company, that fact.
Okay, all right. So Captain Lynn is not there? All right.
Yeah.
Captain Lynn will be in the mess hall then. Unless you guys want to keep an eye on her.
We definitely want to interrogate her at some point, but for now, I
Yeah.
think we're just exchanging information with each other.
Yeah. Is Volkov with us?
That depends. Do you want to talk privately with or without Volkov? That's up to you.
I don't want Volkov here, but I don't want her talking to Lynn without us there.
It might be best to have her nearby, just so that way you could at least keep an eye on her.
Yeah. Is Gideon in the wheelchair with us, or is Gideon still in the recovery room?
Gideon will still be in the recovery room for a little bit longer, not too much longer,
Okay.
but
Maybe we
conscious,
wait
able to
till
talk.
when Dr. Volkov is checking on the patient, and then we would have our little chat about intel sharing and things like
Okay,
that.
sure.
I-
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Yeah.
South is going to be kind of. He's going to be
So,
kind
Otmar,
of.
what'd you see again?
So, South was just saying something. Go ahead, South.
South is going to look at Ezra and Aiko and kind of really start to contemplate the exact reason why they are here. Like, he's going to look at both of them and go, like, were you really here for a peacekeeping mission? Or is this your whole plan was to find these fucking things and bring them back with you?
Otmar raises his eyebrows and looks at Aiko.
Ezra's pretty stone-faced.
I just find it very weird. First the cooperative show up, then you guys show up, and now everything goes to complete shit. And the Beatles show up. I've lived here my whole life and have never seen those things.
How old are you?
He's gonna kind of look at you like 25. What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Well, actually, so question: how would Aiko be able to guesstimate, like roughly, how old that building was that we were at?
Neuroplasm plant.
Yeah.
Given the records that you would have had before even landing here, it would be. I mean, they've been in isolation for 75 years, and it was built prior to the isolation, so it's probably a century old.
And how? So you said it's like a 4-hour drive from camp.
From it's
Baxter's
closer to
Reach?
8, closer to 8.
Okay.
But Ezra did it in much faster time. So
So let me get this straight. You've been here for 25 years, and you didn't even hear a rumor as to that plant that we were at over there. This is the first time anyone you know of has ever heard of these freaking killer beetles.
No, normally everyone stays at Baxter's Reach and we don't go looking for trouble.
There's ruins, things from before the plague. But common knowledge was they had already been picked over.
Then you show up and now we suddenly are led there by you, and now we have beetles flying out of the top of the building and destroying my entire town. Me and Otmar's entire livelihood gone in a matter of
Now,
10 hours.
South, there's one thing you got to consider, and that's that record we found, the hooded figure in the facility. You know what I mean? Did we get the timestamp on that recording? He does know. You know what he means, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was on, I think, in a room when someone hacked into the terminal and found it.
South is just going to kind of glance back and forth between Ezra and Aiko and just like, but how do we know that wasn't Wayland Lutani? I mean, how?
It could have
I don't know
been.
what to do.
But if it is, they're still here because I saw one watching me when I left. It didn't seem like they was cozy with none of us. Aiko, you ever recognize that figure? What do your records say about that facility?
Can I do either like a comms check or a lore check? Maybe what I can add to this?
sure. And in this time, actually, so let's say a couple hours passed, you guys will have reduced all your stress by this time.
Yeah, we're chilling.
Reduce
Alright.
it to 0 or just by 1?
Reduce it to 0. How much
Oh,
stress did
yeah.
you have?
We don't need to get into details, all right?
That's
But
an embarrassing
More
amount.
than 6? Or
I'll
less
put it
than
to this
6?
way. If I didn't find an aspirin, I wouldn't be the only one having a panic attack.
So more than 10.
Okay. So still enough time passed for you to recover your stress.
It was gradual.
But yeah, what would I maybe like? Maybe can I, while we're kind of resting, kind of ask me that question? Maybe I'm like, getting one bar on my cell phone here, trying to do some digging on the company files.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a contact check. See if you can pull anything up.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Trying to push. Oh, you're pushing, man. That's how it starts. That's how it starts.
We just got back down to no stress.
Information de-stresses him.
Or sitting in a room with pipes.
Don't knock it till you try it. All right.
So, what? Remind me. So, what were you looking for again? Like, is there anything specific, or?
Well, so he was asking me about the hooded figure or the facility. So,
Yeah.
is there anything I might know about? I would probably try to lean towards maybe that figure. Maybe there was an insignia on him or something I noticed that might give me some sort of affiliation.
The
No.
logo.
Um,
WY.
No WY
Use your words
logo.
very carefully.
The neuroplasm plant was like this whole planet was colonized under the auspices of Weyland-Yutani. So everything here is Weyland-Yutani. There's a WY logo on the plant. You even saw it kind of faded paint on the side of the building. This individual that you saw, the timestamp on it was from roughly 10 years ago. Not that long ago.
Was it Michael Fassbender? I'm doing a bit of meta, but I gotta know now.
But yeah, there's no. Other than that, there's really not much else you know about this plant. Because as far as your records only go up until the point of isolation. You don't know what happened after that. In order to recover what happened after that, you need the long data disk.
I'll go to Otmar. Yeah. If we want any good information, we're gonna have to go back to that council and we're gonna have to get our hands on.
The old data disk.
Kind of hoping Benji would do it, but I have to get.
South is going to look at you and go, the council? The whole fucking town is gone. What do you think happened to the council?
We have to go look for survivors, don't we?
Whoa, we have to go look for the data.
Well, we might find the data, but I'm going to be looking for survivors.
South is going to give a hard glare to Aiko and kind of look at Otmar and go, he's not from here. He doesn't understand that these are our friends, family, co-workers, drinking buddies. He's all this piece of shit's worried about it is data.
Maybe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in the last week, you've been shot at and they've tried to imprison and kill you.
When you showed up. All of this happened when you showed up. You in the cooperative. It's not meshing for me.
Here's what
Also,
I can tell
Ezra's cooler than you. He's
you.
Ezra seems way more level-headed than you.
One eyebrow is now raised for the remainder of the conversation. What I can tell you is this. It sounds like I'm causing y'all a bit of a headache. So here's the deal. You get me the data, we'll fix the ship, and you'll never see me again. How does that sound?
Left with the town in shambles while you float off back to Never Neverland?
Rebuild your huts out of sticks and twigs. I don't give a shit. All I care about is getting my ass off this planet. You want to go look for your pond water friends? Be my guest. My priority right now is the data. The sooner I get back, the sooner I can hand in my 35 citations on Ezra.
South is just, he's gonna kind of push you into the wall and just, enough of this shit. I need a drink and a cigarette. I'm done with this conversation. Pond water, steaks, huts.
Otmar tries to calm South down a bit. You know, he could talk the hind legs off a donkey. Don't you worry about him.
Otmar, I'm gonna fucking kill him. We're
We
getting
might-
close.
We might need his access codes, his fucking Comtech, you know.
First Gideon, and then I'm over it. I need a drink, man. I apologize. I
Get
need to calm
yourself a
down.
drink.
You guys
Otmar will
head
take
to-
a drink if they scrounge one, but he can do it with water.
Well, the two of you actually make your way to the mess hall, where you find Captain Lynn kind of nursing a mug. And she looks up and sees the two of you walk in and says, "If you find something stronger, I don't have anything. It's just a shit coffee."
Does
Captain
Aiko know that you
Lynn.
have shit coffee?
Unbeknownst to them, can I check my officer's cabin for any premium liquor?
You dirty.
Yes, you would have that there. But I'm going to have you make a roll. You can roll a d6 on a 1 or 2. The bottle is broken from the crash.
All right, so wait, as Otmar
One or
and
two,
South
one or
have
two.
left the Otmar and South have left the room where we were having our chat, but Aiko and Ezra remained in that room as they left.
For a brief moment, you guys are alone.
Yeah, so before Aiko leaves to check out his captain's quarters to see if there's any what do you call it, mini bar, Ezra will grab Aiko by the elbow and turn him around and say, "Locals are right. This was a sabotage suicide mission, and we're not leaving here till we find out why."
You think there's anyone on the council we may be able to trust? Or are we completely on our own?
Well, trust would start if you stop pissing off the locals. We got to worry about is the doctor who bought herself another day by saving the one young one. But we need to figure out why she tanked this ship, took both of us down with her. Now, why don't you use that brain of yours? Go talk to the doctor. Give her the charm offensive like you've been giving those poor yokels.
Don't worry about diplomacy with these tadpoles. I'll give them something that'll shut them up. As for the doctor, she doesn't know we're on to her, does she?
Nope.
I think we can use that to our advantage. She has a contact that is going to want a report from her. Are you able to hack into her communications and plant a tracker? Can we intercept what she might be either sending or receiving?
Ezra doesn't reply.
Well, think about it.
I'll pull one of my French exits and walk past him and go off to find my backpack with my 2 pieces of stashed equipment that I left on the ship when we bolted. I'm going to do what Aiko says. I just don't want to acknowledge that I'm taking orders from him.
Okay. So back in the mess hall, Captain Lynn, South, and Otmar. She's not really looking at you. She's just kind of staring into her mug.
Is that really the only ship you brought here? You didn't bring 2 ships.
Baxter's Reach is a shithole. Why would we need to bring 2 drop ships? This was supposed to be an easy drop, grab, and dash.
What's the schedule on your orbital ship?
If I still had a ship, I'd be able to call up them. They're actually up there waiting for us. And I'm sure that if they can't reach us, they'll maybe send another ship down.
I'm
But I
wondering
bet
why
you-
haven't they done that yet? Seems a bit odd after all the commotion.
Well, they'll be here soon. So what do you plan on doing with me?
Depends on how if you keep shitting on Baxter's Reach. I'm already not on good terms with the other Wayland Taunt one goon.
You don't seem to understand. The cooperative is the only reason why Baxter's Reach still exists.
Oh, I know how it all works. Yes.
Cooperative's the reason? Baxter's Reach currently doesn't exist.
Yeah, there's a new situation that we need to understand, but we know how we got here, and you're not Mother Teresa over here bringing benevolence down upon us. We know the score. So you're going to stay with us because we appreciate your company and because we saved your life, and you owe us something, and we'll figure out what that something is.
He just kind of gives you a wry smile and says, I never claimed to be Mother Teresa. But my ship is destroyed. My crew is dead. God knows what happened to your shithole of a town.
When she says
Right.
that, South smacks the mug out of her hand.
She just kind of puts her hands up. And, hey. Sorry, did not mean to offend. Your beautiful little quaint village, then.
See? Much better. Is that so hard?
Hey, Aiko,
Oh.
come in here. You can take some notes.
You do realize if those goddamn beetles are the ones that came here, destroyed your beautiful little village, whatever's remaining, whatever survives, you'll be lucky. You'll be lucky if the cooperative takes an interest in whoever survived here. You'll be lucky if the survivors get taken to, I don't know, an off-world colony to mine rocks for the rest of their lives.
Well, joke's on you. I already mine rocks, or did. So, doesn't sound so bad.
Hopeless. He just kind of scratches their head. Just listen, my friends will be here any minute. So if you want to be stay in their good books, I suggest that you treat me with a modicum of respect as well, because I can guarantee you within a few hours the tables will be turned.
No doubt you're right, which is why you enjoy such safety and security in our hands.
Did Aiko hear any of this? So is this is the doctor that's basically saying like, or is this sorry? Is this the captain?
This is the
doctor?
captive.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
The captain.
Okay.
Yeah, the cooperative captain. Otmar would want to ask her, what was her motive in heading out toward the neuroplasm facility? Why'd y'all come scorching out towards us so quick like? What was your objective in your mission, Captain? I think maybe you knew about these bugs. Seems like quite a coincidence, don't you think?
He just remains stone-faced and silent. Where Dr. Volkov is still with Gideon. Right. So Gideon, you regain consciousness and you're kind of all bandaged up. There's a big bandage around your midsection. You're still in a lot of pain. Your right arm is completely bandaged and immobilized. And as you open your eyes, you can see Dr. Volkov kind of standing off to one side. She turns back and sees you awake and says, "Oh, you're awake. How are you feeling?"
Holy shit, am I dead? What the fuck?
Yeah, not quite yet, dear. No. You have quite a resilient constitution. Very impressive. You'll pull through just fine. You just need some bed rest. You're a brave young man.
Fuck happened here? What's
Oh.
all this shit?
You lost a kidney.
Lost a
And your
what?
right arm. Yeah. I'm sorry. It has no. You'll be just fine. Many people function with just a single kidney. But
People
the
have
burns
two
were quite
kidneys?
extensive. Your burns were quite extensive on the right side. Your arm. You should be able to regain all functionality within your hand. Your sense of touch might be a little off for a little while. There was extensive nerve damage, but you're alive.
Sure as hell don't feel like it, but thanks, I guess. Jesus Christ, what the fuck happened there?
You're quite brave back there, I think. Of the bunch, you impressed me the most, young man.
Thanks, I guess.
I'm sure your father would be proud of you.
Okay. By the way, that Alex dude, is he still around?
I'm sure he is. I haven't seen him since we arrived at the crash site. I don't know where he's off to.
Okay, cool. Just curious. Just curious. Gonna fold that back for later, thanks.
I was just asked though. You have family in Baxter's Reach?
Yeah? Why?
You can see a look of concern cross her face. When we arrived, you were drifting in and out of consciousness, so you might not have noticed, but it would seem that Baxter's Reach has been attacked.
Son of a fuck, wait, what?
Well, you see, there was smoke rising from several buildings, and there have been reports of a swarm of beetles descending upon it. So,
Oh, fucking hell no. And he's gonna try and, like, roll out of the bed.
there's no.
That's
She kind of
eventually.
pushes you gently back into bed, and you're still quite weak. I think
They have-
your kidney only allows you to crawl for the next 8 days.
That's probably be how long it'll take for me to crawl back to Baxter's Reach.
You will need a wheelchair. Crutches will still be a challenge for you. It's no, you're in no shape to go anywhere, young man. You need to rest. You've been through a lot.
Hey, fuck that shit. My sisters are still fucking in there. Get the fuck off of me. He's gonna try and, like, wriggle his way as best as possible. Just like, get the fuck off.
The rest of you hear Dr. Volkov kind of yell, "Excuse me, can I get some help in here?"
And you're gonna fucking need some help when I get my hands on your fucking ass. Get the fuck off of me.
Otmar would walk in at some point.
Oh, thank God. This young man is quite upset. Would you mind restraining him? He can't move too much, especially so close after surgery. He needs time to heal.
Gideon,
fuck that
what's
shit.
wrong?
We gotta get the fuck back to Baxter's Reach, man. My sisters are still fucking in there. Who gives a fuck about this stupid ass fucking kidney? Did you know we had 2 kidneys? By the way, what the fuck? We gotta get the fuck back there.
Yeah, we was trying to figure out a plan right now. You need to be resting though, because if you're gonna help us there, we're gonna need more than 50% of Gideon. You know what I mean?
See, I'm fine. Look, see? I'm fine. See? Let me go.
Yeah, you'll be lucky if we strap you to a street and bring you with us. Come on, you gotta rest up now. That's an order. Can you make a command roll, like a contested one?
This would be a manipulation if you're trying. It'd be a contested manipulation.
Yeah, it's more like it's. I'd say it's a command because it's like for your own good. You need to do this. It's not trying to be deceptive.
But it's still trying to impose your will over
Okay, fine. Here's one.
Gideon.
Nothing. Clean slate.
Okay, and I roll manipulation as well.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Nothing.
Fucking
You
damn
guys are
it.
just having a bit of a stare down in the med bay.
a bunch of vulgarity. Who walks in next?
She asks you, Otmar, while you're there, would you mind helping me strap your friend down at least? All this motion, all this stress, and it's not good for the healing process.
Get you back on the bed, Gideon. Come on now.
Swear to God, you fucking touch me, I'm shoving my boots so far up your eyes are gonna be tasting leather for the next fucking week. I gotta get the fuck back there.
Now,
Dr.
Gideon, we
Volkov
can't go in there without a plan.
Man, fuck a plan. I'm running back in there and I'm grabbing them. Everybody's probably already dead. Oh no.
Maybe. Gotta be ready for that. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, see, look.
Uh,
See, I'm fine.
Dr. Volkov asks you, Otmar, can you please hold your friend down just for a moment, please?
Otmar will hold Gideon down.
Gideon, are you going to resist?
Yeah, he's gonna try.
All right. You guys can each make a contested close combat.
Oh.
Otmar, what's going on? So you guys are in a bit of a stalemate. Gideon's still thrashing a bit. Not completely subdued. But you see Dr. Volkov walk to a drawer, pull a little vial, grab a syringe, and draw some liquid into it. And she's saying, oh, you got to hold him still. I don't want to miss with this.
He's trying to encourage Gideon to relax. It's like, I know your sisters are important to you. They're important to me as well. And South and lots of other folks who are there. We just need to take a moment and you need to rest, or you're going to be a bigger problem than whatever we're going to find there. So does Gideon, and then he'll say, we have to let the doctor treat you. How's Gideon react to that?
He's just gonna give one more half-hearted attempt and then just be like, fine. But he's 100% planning another escape attempt the second you turn your back.
Okay. You're still hooked up to an IV. So you can see the doctor, Otmar, that's fine. It's safer this way anyway. And she injects the vial into the IV, or the contents of the vial into the IV. And you can immediately feel the effects of this sedative taking hold of you.
Otmar feels real guilty and goes to find South to sulk.
All right. So Gideon, you're going to be passed out for a little while, thanks to the sedative.
I got the good stuff. I'm okay with that.
And Dr. Volkov says, thank you for your help. Otmar?
Yeah, Otmar's the name.
Is it true that this young man has sisters back in Baxter's Reach?
Yes.
Oh. That is a
What do you
shame.
know about Baxter's Reach right now? It seems like there's been a fire, an attack.
I don't know anything more than you do. In fact, you might know more than I do. I just saw what looked to be buildings on fire when we arrived here. I would just hate to think that that young man has family back there.
Yeah, well, we all got family back there, except for y'all off-worlders.
And I have done what I can to help you survive the last day or days in this crazy place. Without me, your friend here, Gideon, might be on death's door. So a little bit of kindness thrown my way would be greatly appreciated. Now I know you have a synthetic friend, Ezra, I think his name is. Um, if he seems to have a disliking for me, I don't know what I did or said, but I am also a skilled uh, with synthetic anatomy as well. So if he does wish to be repaired, I can do so. Perhaps you can convince him because until I treat him, he's not going to get any better.
Oh, I think he's doing just fine. You think there's something wrong with old Ezra? Apart from being an off-worlder. Is Ezra damaged? I guess. Did he took some damage?
Yeah, I took a gun butt to the head. Got like a boxer's cut above the eye, bleeding some heavy cream.
He just broken in.
Fine, he'll just continue to ooze his synthetic blood till someone like me attends to him. But hey, thank you again once more for your help. And you can see Dr. Volkov strapping Gideon in. All right, so Aiko, you went back to your cabin. You found that premium bottle of liquor, unbroken. Where would you like to take it?
Yeah. So, I mean, Gideon's asleep now, so I'll put a little bit aside for her. I'm gonna grab some shot glasses. I'm gonna go up to Otmar and South, and I'm gonna just kind of put a shot glass in front of them, and just pour them each a shot. Put the bottle down in the middle, and just pat him on the shoulder, walk off, and I'll find Gideon passed out. So I'll just put the shot glass of hers just filled right by her like nightstand there. So when she wakes up, she's got a shot of booze.
I think Gideon is he, him, by the way.
Say that again, sorry.
Gideon is he, him.
Oh, did I say she? Sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
put it by he. Yeah, put it by his nightstand.
It's cool.
All right. So Otmar and South, you guys were still in the mess hall. When you walked in, Aiko, you would have seen Captain Lin with them. This might have been not too long after South swiped the coffee mug from her hands, and you can kind of see it shattered across the floor. You have a brief flashback at the time when your mug was broken as well. PTSD.
Oh, she did not get a shot glass for the record. It was just the two gentlemen. So I mean, I'll kind of like walk back. So I like, are they kind of sitting together at a table kind of thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm going to, after having walked to Gideon's chamber and coming back, I'm going to sit behind her, and then I'm just going to like spin her chair around to face me. And I'm going to lean in and I'm going to say, now you, I don't know anything about you. I suspect you were here to kill me. Everyone else here is expendable except me. So I need to know who hired you and why.
I'm Captain Lin Shu Ying of the Kanang Cooperative. I'm here to take you and the rest of the delegation, and likely any survivors of Baxter's Reach, back to May Outpost, where you will serve at the leisure of the Warlord.
I'm going to look over to Otmar and I'm going to kind of mouth the word collective. Collective?
He's going to nod his head.
Okay, this warlord, what's his name?
Zhang Ji.
Thank you.
Like
yes.
And how much is this Zhang Ji paying you?
I'm Captain Lin Shu Ying of the Kanang Cooperative. You are my prisoners, and you will comply with my orders.
Okay, rank and serial number. Got it. Do we have so where's Ezra right now?
After we parted ways, I took off down a corridor. Doing my own thing.
So without saying anything, I'm just gonna kind of like get up and push my chair into her, and I'm gonna look at Otmar and I'm gonna be like, "Put this one in restraints. I'll be back." And I'm gonna go find Ezra.
Otmar, do you comply?
Can you believe he's the commanding officer? I think it's ridiculous, but, you know, gotta respect the rules. So he would.
He'll be licking my boots by the end of the day.
Now I will say there was at least 1+ on the charisma from that whiskey. It was some good shit, right? So
Is that a
Alright.
close combat roll?
Oh no, she's not resisting.
Okay, got it.
You are looking for Ezra. Ezra, would you still be in the cockpit this time then?
Kind of wandering around, seeing where I left my backpack with my 2 contact devices in it.
So Aiko, you managed to catch Ezra in one of the
I left
hallways.
him in the bridge, like we were in the bridge or the cockpit. Yeah, that. So I either found it there, but anyway, I just wanted to kind of my objective was to find that backpack as my next move.
I'm gonna start talking to Ezra, and then I'm gonna go, oh wait, 1 second. I'm gonna run back. I'm just gonna peek my head into the mess hall again. I'm gonna be like, Captain, are you important to Zhang Ji?
I'm Captain Lin Shuying of the Canaan Cooperative.
I'll take that as a yes.
So Seth
Okay.
hears this and puts a gun on the table and it's like, this is going nowhere. We're going in circles.
So I'm gonna go to Ezra and I'm gonna be like, okay, got another problem that I think we can turn into a solution.
I'm listening.
I'm gonna need you to make something, or I'm gonna need one of our crew to make something. I need 2 things. I need a tracer, and I need a bomb that we can set off that is remote detonated but really tiny.
Ezra just gives Aiko the epic android eye roll, as if to say, "Okay, whatever." But yeah, if I found my backpack, I'm hooking up my device and trying to tap into the ship's computer system mainframe.
We're going to release the captain. When they pick her up, we now have leverage. We can blow them up if they don't listen to our demands.
I don't do bombs.
Oh,
Go
God.
look someplace else.
All right, who on our ship can do this crap?
It was a peacekeeping ship. Don't you remember?
Is there any mother functionality left on this ship? Can I literally go to like one of the like labs and ask mother to help me like MacGyver a small bomb?
This is so on this ship. There's a daughter, not a mother,
Can I go to a daughter
And-
room and ask?
and only you and Ezra have access to it.
I'm gonna head over.
Do it.
All right. Daughter is currently offline.
Are there any like terminal commands I can plug into, or any like backup, isolated nodes maybe that I could access for like more not like almost like local GPT commands?
Has Ezra successfully powered up his contact device and tapped into the ship's systems?
Yes, you can tap into the ship systems, but you also notice that daughter is still offline.
Can I reset Aiko's password?
Unfortunately, you do not have clearance to do that. You can try, though.
Damn right, son.
If you want, you can try and make a contact roll to see if you can do it, though.
Yes.
Half the way in.
Oh,
Yes. He's acting irrationally. Let me check my devices. How I have a Segan system diagnostic device, and then a PRPUT Blink terminal.
Is there any way I can do like a contested Comtech role? Like maybe I added extra security layers to mine as well?
A little bit of a hacking contest going on here.
Not like so indirectly. So maybe in my past I had some pre-allocated defenses against this.
Okay, so what's going to happen here is Ezra's going to do his roll first. If he succeeds and you try to log in, you'll realize you're locked out. Then you can make a Comtech roll to see if
I
you
like
can
it.
bypass that security.
I like it. Start the Mortal Kombat music. Oh, damn.
All right.
Just two.
Just to.
So with that extra security, you can increase the number of, like, the difficulty it would take for someone to crack your hack. So Aiko would need 2 successes to beat it.
So what exactly happens? So I go to Mother. I know I'm like the only one authorized. I boot it up. What do I see?
Well, you go to your terminal and you know that Daughter's offline, so you can't access Daughter. So you have very, very limited functionality without Daughter because she's the brains on this machine. But you do notice immediately at the login screen, your login's no longer working.
I'm going to do that like cheesy thing. I'm gonna lick my fingers and like spread my eyebrows. I'm gonna like start I'm just gonna not even gonna use the mouse. I'm just gonna double hack the keyboard and just type away. Try to hack
All right.
my way back in.
Hunt back your 2-finger type in here. Go ahead and brute force your way in here.
No.
You're not pushing?
To be honest, even though I don't want to, because mechanically I know what happens, I feel like in this situation, there's no question that Aiko would push.
Oh, what's this that came up? I gotta read this. More panic. Lee. Can't take it. Okay, so that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense here. So what I'm going to say is this: flee is almost like a metaphor. Okay, so you are hacking away. You do have the 2 requisite successes to log in. However,
that what could make sense is like if I'm super paranoid. So now like maybe I'm like, who the fuck did this? Like I'm freaking out, based on this.
and you know the way these systems work. You have enough Comtech savvy to know first of all, somebody intentionally locked you out. Secondly, they would very easily see that you are trying to brute force your way back in with all these failed login attempts.
Can I attempt to run some sort of diagnostic and maybe get some sort of signature as to like what the hell happened and like when?
All right. Make another Comtech check for me, please.
I mean, I could see this increasing his stress too. Like this makes a lot of sense thematically.
Berserk? Why is your panic so crazy? What's your panic level? Hold on, just let me
It's just one. It's just one.
And you're already berserk?
This bug. Yeah, I mean, it could make sense. I'm smashing the keyboard. I'm like so angry.
Okay, no, you're level 14 panic here. We got to bring that down.
Where's my panic? When we rest, does panic go back to 0?
Panic goes down to 0, yes.
Yeah.
So I brought back down to 0. So yeah, that made absolutely no sense. Fleeing and going berserk, those are level 13, 14 panic levels. So yeah, no, you're good. So with the 1 success there, all you can tell is that somebody hacked the system to block you out.
I'm gonna go find Ezra and get him to help me find out who did this. Well, actually, before I do that, I'm gonna ask Mother to help me make a makeshift bomb that I can plant on the captain and a tracer.
So remember, Daughter is offline, and what is basically up right now is this very simple diagnostic mode. You can't do shit. It's like you're on C command prompt like thing. You can't.
I guess I'll just kind of go around yelling at the engineers to see if there's any of them that can help me. I guess that would be maybe a command roll.
What are you trying to command them to do?
I want someone's got to know how to make a freaking bomb and a tracer.
All right. Yeah, go ahead. Make that command roll as you wander the ship looking for somebody to make you a bomb.
Damn.
I'm going to have everyone else roll an observation check, except you, Gideon. You're passed out. Sorry.
Yeah.
South, Otmar, Ezra. Don't push it. Just make a straight observation. Otmar. You happen to overhear Aiko cornering one of the engineers saying, "Do you know how to make a bomb?" There has to be some- And you can see the engineer saying, I don't. I guess I can jury rig like a battery maybe and cross some wires. I just need a power source and maybe a timer. I think I could make it's not won't be a very big one, but I think I could make one. We don't have a lot of explosive devices here on this ship, unless you're talking about fuel. The fuel's highly
Aiko,
unstable.
what did I tell you about bothering the techs? They're busy trying to fix this ship. Go on along.
I'm gonna walk up to Otmar, and I'm gonna look. I'm looking furiously all over his clothing. Oh, you don't have any rank. You're just some slug farmer. My God, I thought you were talking to me with some authority here. I'm gonna flash my rank director executive right in his face. This is blood, sweat, and tears of effort. Something you couldn't even comprehend, and I'm just gonna throw it at him.
Now, Aiko, didn't I respect your command and authority just a moment ago when we took that prisoner into custody?
So I'm gonna lead in, and I'm gonna leverage back with a bomb strike. If they give us any shit, we're gonna blow them the fuck up. Hear me?
That's a charming idea with just a few technical constraints, but let's table that for now, because getting the ship operational and scouting out the situation in Baxter's Reach, both gonna happen first, Aiko.
Actually, you do raise a good point. We need to get the ship operational. I'd like to get this bomb surgically implanted. That's a good suggestion. Thank you. And I'm just gonna walk off.
All right, Ezra, what did you do when you tapped in and locked Aiko out?
Yeah, connected. Aiko's acting irrationally. First effort was to lock him out. Second was to try to see if the doctor has tried to log in recently and to track any of her recent activities. That would be the first thing I want to do. And then there's a second follow up to that, but that would be the first thing. See if the doctor logged into the system recently and what she did.
Okay, go ahead and make another contact roll.
One success.
All right, with the one success, you managed to retrace your steps to the point where you found evidence of that sabotage. You dig a little deeper, look for any subsequent activity from Dr. Volkov in the system. But with daughter offline, it's a little difficult to tell. But the only thing you can glean with that one success right now is that part of the sabotage was to disable your distress beacon.
All right, second activity would be to put a tracer log on anything she does in the system.
Okay, that one you don't need to roll for. That's let's say that happens. You do that. You're familiar enough with the system here.
All right, and then I'll see that daughter's offline, and I'll go to try to find some of the crew that can help me get daughter back online.
Right. So there's one computer tech on board. You find him in where like a terminal, and you can see him madly typing away, trying to run. You can see screens filled up with this green text of just diagnostics and stuff, and saying, "Hello, Captain Ezra. Daughter. I'm not sure what's brought her offline, but I don't see anything wrong with any of her systems. I just can't bring her out.
Damage, I'll say back, damage from the crash or something
I
worse.
honestly don't know, sir. Like I said, nothing seems to be wrong. I've run these diagnostics over and over again. I can't. I just don't get it. She should be on.
Hardware problem?
Normally, typically, hardware problems would show up in the diagnostics as like faults or corrupted drives or something like that. But I'm not getting any of that. I mean, I'll go myself. I'll double check the hardware. Um, but Captain, I'm sorry. This one has me stumped.
Stay on it. Ping me if I can help.
Aye, Captain. And you can see you kind of
And
move off towards an area where you can check some of the wiring.
and where is everybody congregating? It's still in the break room?
Where Otmar?
Where was Otmar was talking with the doctor, right?
No,
And
Otmar last interacted with Aiko, so he's probably
okay.
just.
Oh yeah,
he
yeah.
just
Where was that interaction? Yeah, when Otmar was trying to talk some sense into Aiko. Where did that conversation happen?
probably in a hallway in
The hallway,
like
yeah.
a dead end of a hallway or something.
Yeah, yeah. I'll head wherever I encountered the tech and told him to stay on it. I'll head back to where I hear voices. Try to connect with the group.
Okay. South, you've been hanging out in the mess hall this entire time. Have you just been staring at Captain Lin?
Yeah, pretty much just like me and Muggan are just eyeballing, not breaking eye contact, nothing.
He's just simply staring back at you, kind of has this kind of cocky smile on her face.
South is gonna look at her and I think I probably already know the answer to this. But you really have no idea what happened or what's going on, not even the slightest inclination.
You mean in your quaint little village?
Yes, in the quaint little village.
No, I have no idea. All I saw was a swarm of beetles descend upon it, and if they're anything like the beetles that we encountered at the neuroplasm plant, then I suspect your quaint little village is nothing more than a melted heap of plastic and metal.
So what's Sam's role in all this then? How did Sam get tangled up with y'all?
He's been a very faithful liaison.
What was it? It was a data shard or disk? It was a data disk, wasn't it?
Long data disk, yep.
So you don't know anything about a data disk then? That maybe Sam was carrying?
It's not something you carry. Every colony that was established by the Middle Heavens installed a long data disk to record everything that happens within a colony, decisions that were made, events that were happened, the quality of the yields, whether they be harvests or extractions, the comings and goings of various vessels, everything.
So would South know where this is located at or no?
No, the only thing you would know is that it would likely be under the control of one or more of the council members.
He's just gonna kind of get up and South is gonna try to find Otmar.
So the four of you, Otmar, Ezra, Aiko, and South, convene in this corridor. The skittish kind of engineer that has just been asked to make a bomb is kind of nervously backing away. And he glances back at you, Aiko, and says, I'll get right on it for you, sir.
Get right on what?
I'm gonna
What are
just
we
give
doing?
him.
Oh, Aiko
the-
wants a bomb. He's trying to get a bomb made.
Excuse me, what? We just
Just-
gonna glance by this?
Calm.
It's
You know what?
long-term planning. It might be useful, but he has priorities a little bit messed up.
Where's Dr. Volkov?
I assume with Gideon, which, by the way, is Gideon, is he okay? Otmar, I heard kicking, screaming, a bunch of fuck
Yeah,
yous. I
he
don't.
wanted to run into Baxter's Reach, full of piss and vinegar and fuck some shit up, I think, but didn't seem like the right time.
Oh yes, I forgot about that one. Is he gonna live?
It's gonna take some time to be 100% again. Now he's gonna want to come help us before he's 100%.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Great. I'm just gonna walk off.
How does he go from offering us grade A liquor to just being a complete asshole? What is?
It's all transactional with Aiko.
Well, I hope he knows. Just because he gave us that liquor, I didn't have any data to give him. So
It was good liquor though.
Esther, I think you were searching for Otmar?
Yeah, I wanted to reconnect with everybody, or at least
Okay.
get tabs where everybody is. So yeah, for finding them in the hallway sort of met that objective.
So Otmar would be advocating to put together an expedition to Baxter's Reach with some or all the party. Is Jarvis back in his pen, or is he moored?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Where did you leave him?
He would leave him in the pen if possible.
Okay. Yep.
I feel that's equidistant, but Baxter's Reach crash. See, he thinks they should mount an expedition, scout, collect some resources, maybe find the data disk or find out where it might be. Those all seem like things we need to do, and search for survivors, obviously, right? Like, see, is everybody alive, hiding somewhere? Or did everybody dead? What's the situation?
yeah, South would agree with that.
Do we bring the cooperative captain, or do we leave her?
I think she'll be a liability if we bring her.
Well, best case scenario, she gets killed by a beetle, then the cooperative can't blame us for killing her. But that goes Aiko's bomb plan.
Does the ship have a brig?
No.
Yeah, so we have her like zip tied like to a pipe or something.
Yeah.
One of those big pipes.
Sounds relaxing.
Very relaxing.
Must have quarantine quarters at some point.
Yeah, you can lock her in a set of quarters. That's not a problem.
Yeah. If we leave the ship with her on it, cooperative's going to descend on the ship.
Is there any cooperative left? We haven't seen any signs of life, have we?
Maybe not on this rock, but
We can bring her,
there-
and if
up
she's
there,
that valuable, unarmed, then she's really interesting to us anyways.
Didn't she say somebody was going to come looking for her?
Yep.
They all say that.
That is true, but she's way too confident to not have something up her sleeve. And I don't know what that is, but I definitely feel like someone or something is coming for her.
Are you going to leave your injured boy behind to recover?
When you ask that question, Ezra, you all hear footsteps approaching. And you see Dr. Volkov come around the corner, and in a wheelchair, Gideon. There's still an IV bag attached to him, and Gideon is like passed out, like chin on his like chest. Betsy says, there you are. I was looking for you. So I suggest we make our way to Baxter's Reach forthwith. Now that Gideon is healthy, I feel it is only fair that he has an opportunity to determine whether or not his family is indeed safe and alive.
Healthy? Kid? No offense. You kind of look like shit.
Gideon may not be able to respond just yet.
He kind of looks and goes. He kind of like looks on her head, or his head, and goes, "Oh, so definitely not healthy then."
Oh, he just needs time. I gave him a sedative just to relax him. Because he was a little unruly, and he needs not to move so much given all the extent of his wounds. So,
Gideon would never forgive us if we left him behind. So, Doctor, thank you for volunteering to push the wheelchair. You will be the rear position of our expedition.
of course.
Seth is going to look at Otmar and go, "Look, I know you two are close. You can't really be serious with this. I mean, I know Aiko would be all about this, but there's no way we can bring Gideon. If the doctor goes and we lose Gideon,
I mean, we might lose Gideon back at the ship. Ain't nothing certain.
if you're the one he's the closest to, if you think this is what he would want,
He needs to find out what happened to his family. And he's not going to want to hear it from us secondhand.
you're probably right. I respect that. And all right, well, Doc, I guess you're up.
So who is going then?
So Aiko wanted to have a quick chat with the doctor either before this or just after this.
Okay. Can I have a private word with her?
Yeah. How long would it take you to surgically implant something about yay big inside our prisoner?
Now, why would I do that?
Well, you want to get back home alive, right?
Of course, we all do.
Well, this is leverage. If we don't do this, this warlord is going to kill us all. I don't even have a fucking pistol.
How do you know? Who is this warlord? Why do you assume everything in this universe is out to kill you?
She literally said, he's going to get us.
You're such a paranoid ass. Just... No, I'm not going to help you implant some whatever into an innocent person. No.
Can I try a command roll on it?
This will be manipulate.
All right, I can do manipulate.
This will be fantastic.
Oh, we're... Yeah. Push it to the limit.
So, with the one extra success, you are delegation lead, though. What is this device you wish to implant in our prisoner?
Well, she can't know, so you got to knock her out. Basically,
Of course,
here's the
if
plan.
I'm going to be implanting something the size of a grapefruit into her, then yeah, she will not be
Then
conscious.
take out some useless organ. I don't know. Stitch her up, make it look like a wound. I don't care. It's going to be a tracer with a bomb. You're going to put it in her, and when these yokels head out to Baxter's Reach to go look for, Mummy and Daddy's ashes, we're going to let her walk home. And by the time she gets picked up, our care package will arrive, and we'll have some leverage to work with.
So let me get this straight. You want me to implant in this poor woman
And you
a
clear
bomb
device,
the size
yes.
of a grapefruit, so you can blow her up? So where in your job description does it say terrorist?
It's called negotiations. I've done tons of mergers. This is basic leverage. I can't keep this straight. Think of it this way. The captain's going to be standing, that warlord guy is going to drop down with his dropship at some point, and he's going to start barking orders on us. What he won't know is there's a nuclear bomb standing right next to him, and we've got the button. That's power.
Perhaps you misunderstand. The Great Mother mission was a peaceful mission of reconnection and reunification. We don't have nuclear weapons.
I'm literally gonna grab her by the arm, yank her to the front of the ship, and I'm gonna point at like all the dead bodies in front of the ship.
That doesn't change the fact that we do not have a nuclear weapon, let alone one that's the size of a grapefruit.
So I'm gonna bring her over to the engineer, and I'm gonna be like, "Can you explain basic physics to this goddamn doctor who flunked med school?"
I will tell you this much. This doctor that so-called flunked med school just saved your friend's life. That poor boy who risked his own life while I don't know where the hell you took off to. Where were you, Aiko? Where were you that entire time while we were fighting off these beetles?
Look, I'm a busy guy. You can't comprehend the things that I have to work on, strategize, and plan, all right? I'm working on things to get us off this planet. That's what I was doing. I was planning and strategizing, okay? Just like we've got to here. Now, your job isn't to think anymore, it's to do.
Yes, sir. Is that what you wanted to hear?
It's comforting, I won't lie.
And you see the engineer just kind of looking a little confused and a little scared at this point. And he turns to you, Aiko, and says, I think my bomb would be big enough to blow up a toaster. I don't think I can blow up I don't know what else you're planning on blowing up, but you said you wanted it this big? I'm sorry, sir. I'll do my best. I'll do my best for you, sir.
Okay, backup plan. Can you make it look and sound like a bomb if we need it to sound like a bomb? Meaning, can it make some sort of beeping noise and have some sort of timer or something?
Sure. I suppose I could find a clock on here, some little computer, some device that got a beep.
I'm just thinking this poor woman's like a bomb in her stomach. It's gonna timer. Oh, I didn't know I had this in here. Yeah.
Dr. Volkov says, and would you like him to paint some pipes red for you? Can string take them all together. This is madness.
Well, you know what? It'll just be fine. You know what? We'll be nice. Just graft it on the outside. Just make it so she can't take it off. Put on a belt she can't take it off. Make it look like a bomb.
Kind of rolls her eyes. Says, we're going to Baxter's Reach. Are you coming with us?
I'm gonna look at the engineer. Think you could find a bomb at this town over here if you come with us?
He just shrugs. I don't know. Maybe?
Ezra shakes his head. Nope, not gonna happen.
Get here.
He works on my crew. He's not going anywhere. We gotta get going.
Apes. You're all apes. I don't know how you evolved. I'm just gonna storm off.
The engineer genuinely looks like petrified of you. Aiko is just like, sorry, sir. I'll do what I can while I'm here.
I'm gonna lean back. What's your name?
Carl.
So as I'm walking out, I'm gonna visibly hold up my screen, and it's gonna say citation. He's gonna see me writing his name as I walk out.
You're not writing me up, sir, are you? I mean, I'm just following orders. Oh, fuck this. He just worms up.
By the way, when Gideon wakes up, when he decides to feel around in his pocket, she will find a blank citation sheet, and it's going to have Alex Turner's name already printed at the top.
All right. So as you guys are disembarking, preparing to load up.
Yeah. Ezra wants to check in with the engineering officer.
Okay.
Tell him to ping me when he gets the struts back up, and I'm gonna say the tech working on getting daughter back online. Give them some help and ping me when daughter's back online. Ping me on a secure channel.
Will do, Captain.
Pronto.
Can you make a quick observation check for me, please, Ezra?
Yep. And I'll give them the same orders to lock the hatch and go dark in any case of any sign of danger. And you said a observation check. 3 successes.
All right. So you're as you're talking, giving out orders to your crew to delegate certain tasks to them. You're kind of standing near a washroom, and you just hear somebody retching hard in there.
I'll open the door, see what's going on. We'll go into the washroom.
All right.
Look
You
at
see
it. Put
one
eyes
of
on
the
it.
stalls is closed, and you can see. You look under the door, and you can see a familiar set of boots and the uniform of Alex Turner.
You all right in there?
Ugh. Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. Yeah, I'll be fine. And he
I'll
starts
wait out.
snarling.
You coming out soon?
I think I'll be fine. Go on. Don't worry about me.
As we leave the washroom, and as we're convening to leave, I'll say to Otmar South, something's up with Turner.
What do you mean something's up with him?
Caught him in the stall puking his human guts out. Says he's fine. I don't believe him. I think he
That's-
caught a bug. No pun intended.
Be right. Should be ready.
Bring him
Just
with
in
us.
case. I don't know that it'll take that long. He's puking his guts out right now.
I don't want him back here with the crew while we're gone.
Yeah, you're right. We should bring him outside with us.
I
Yep.
doubt he's going to want to come willingly, though.
Gotta
He
make
feels
him
like
come.
shit.
Not staying here with the crew. Getting locked in there. Staying locked in with them.
We'll get him outside for his own safety. Some
Yep.
medicine, place to stretch out a little bit.
Yep. I think he needs some fresh air.
So who's going to get him then?
Let's send Aiko in to get him. He can give him one of his orders.
It's true. You know what? That sounds like a great idea, actually.
Hey, Aiko.
I like that idea.
Go pull rank. Tell Turner to get in the truck.
After the level of disrespect you yokels have been showing me, it'll feel really good to have someone listen to what I say to do, actually. Alex, get the fuck out here now!
Now this is a command check. Go ahead and make that command check.
Oh, he's coming with. He's coming with. Oh, yeah.
All right. So you hear, oh God, just a moment, Mr. Aiko, sir. You can hear the toilet flushing. The stall door just kind of slam open. There's water running briefly. And Alex Turner stumbles out of the bathroom. He looks and smells like shit. He's covered in sweat. The hair's kind of like stuck to his forehead. His left eye is bloodshot, and he's just looking at you. Yes, sir. You wanted something.
Being no stranger to this type of physical ailment, I'm actually gonna pull some Tums out of my pocket and just whip it at him. I'm like, take those. You're good to go. Let's move.
Where are we going, sir?
Don't waste time with questions. Move, move, move!
Okay. He just pops back the Tums. You can still hear him just kind of retching in his throat a little. But you all pile into the Jeep.
Oh, I'm also gonna whisper to him, you might want to stay away from Gideon.
Yeah, I don't know why the kid has such a hate on for me. I don't get it, man. All right. So
Don't worry,
Yup.
you obeyed protocol. We don't have to save these scum suckers here. But she kind of felt like you didn't even try. So just saying, he's a little peeved. So just give him a day or two. He'll forget.
How far is Baxter's Reach from the ship? It was pretty close, right?
It's pretty close, yeah. Probably no more
Um,
than a 10-15 minute drive.
So, would we know that, or have we made the connection that machinery or engines or anything attract the beetles? Okay, I don't like that answer.
You may have.
Yeah,
Oh man,
I was in Ophelia.
I was just thinking, what if the black goo would mix with locusts? That would be.
So as we're like piling into the Jeep, South's gonna go. I have a weird suggestion. Might not be the best considering Gideon's in his current state, but maybe we not take the Jeep. I just know they showed up when that ship landed. They showed up when I was driving Ophelia, and I don't know. Maybe the vibration on the ground. Maybe they can feel it, or I don't know.
You want to walk into town? Push that wheelchair into town?
It's not that far, and we have a volunteer. The good doctor will be pushing the wheelchair, bringing up the rear. I could use a little bit of a walk. I think that's a good idea, especially if we're trying to be a little bit discreet on the way in.
Ezra
Yep.
shrugs. He's in. He's okay with that.
All right, so you guys decide to hoof it into town. Gideon, you are starting to come out of your stupor now, so you're regaining consciousness, and when you do so, you realize you're outside once more, being pushed along like a rough terrain in a wheelchair. You're not strapped to it, but you are seated in it, still in a great deal of pain. And you see your friends around you and Aiko. Heading into town. So it'll take you roughly half an hour to get back to town on foot. And as you approach, you can clearly see streams of smoke and this acrid smell of burnt metal and like an ozone almost kind of smell. And despite what this picture looks like here, this is before the attack. After the attack, a lot of these buildings are just melted hunks of metal and plasteel. It is a very different town than the one you left. You see a number of people kind of gathered around in the streets because most of the buildings are now uninhabitable. Gideon, your home is kind of along the way into town. Do you guys want to make a slight detour, or do you want to go straight into town?
I think we'll have
I
to.
know what I want to do, but
We're going to make a detour.
When you arrive, you see what remains of your home. This used to be a 2-story structure with various modules kind of interconnected to form your living space that you shared with your 4 sisters predominantly. Your father, Luke, rarely around, but he is there now. And you can see he is in a bitter argument with your eldest sibling, Liana. Seated on the porch, the remains of your porch, is the younger sister, Emily. You see kind of kicking around in the dirt here, Jackie, the tomboy of the bunch. But nowhere in sight is the youngest sibling, Sophie.
Gideon's gonna shout, "Holy shit!" and then he's gonna attempt to try and push himself along a little faster to everybody else. And just give whoever's closest to him the biggest bear hug he can with only one arm.
As you kind of break your way through these tall grasses, and you see them first before they notice you, and you try to propel yourself a little faster. And Dr. Volkov, who's trying to push you through this rough terrain, you can see she's having a hard time of it. She's been working hard the last mile and a half, pushing you through this sand. Luke, your father, sees you. He gets to his feet, and you can see it looks like he hasn't slept in days. Hasn't like grizzled face, kind of messed up hair, clothes. It looks like he's slept in the last week, maybe longer. Your eldest sister, Leanna, just crosses her arms, looks sullenly, angrily at you. But Jackie and Emily come rushing up to you. Gideon, you're
Holy
alive.
shit. Holy shit. You guys are okay. Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking god. Pardon my French. Oh my god. You guys are okay. What the fuck are you doing here, Luke? Get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody want you here.
Whoa now, son. He kind of stands up. Pipe down a bit. Pay some respects to your old man.
Man, fucking make me. You ain't ever been here. Now, why the fuck are you here now?
Where the fuck were you when Sophie got hit by one of those fucking beetles? Huh?
Wait, what? She got hit?
Yeah, she's fucking rotting away in the back room. Why don't you go see what happened while you were gone?
Oh, I was fucking working, which is what you should be doing too. Getting the fuck out of here, because ain't nobody want your sorry ass.
You see, when you two start arguing, Jackie immediately just kind of retreats, starts kind of playing with the dirt once more. And Emily does as well. She looks kind of defeated and has this kind of sad air about her. Leanna says, I never thought I'd see the day, but I actually agree with Dad. Where were you, Gideon, when we needed you, when your family needed you?
Man, I tried to come home. I tried to get y'all, but we got stuck
Did you?
out in that plant.
Did you really? With your
Yes.
new friends?
Oh, come on now. I got
What?
stuck out there. You can see I can't fucking walk. I've been trying to get you guys all day. Zuh.
She looks at Aiko and Ezra and says, what? Are these cooperative assholes you're now friends with?
Oh, please. You really think I will be friends with those motherfuckers?
And who the fuck are they? Who the fuck are you bringing to our home?
Y'all already know Otmar, that's South, Benji, and then these other folks. They're the reason all this shit fucking happened. Especially that
Oh, so
guy,
you
and I'm
decided to
pointing to
bring them
Aiko.
here.
I didn't fucking decide to bring him here. As you see, I cannot fucking walk. Apparently, we have 2 kidneys, and apparently I'm missing one.
Always full of excuses. Always full of fucking excuses. And Leanna just kind of turns her back to you and walks into the wreck of your home.
I'm gonna try and follow her. I want to see if I can find Sophie.
Luke steps in your way, your father. And you can smell the booze on him.
Of course you were fucking drinking. Of course you were drinking.
Now, don't take that tone with me, boy. Or
And
I'll
I'll
whip
take
your
whatever.
ass from here to next Tuesday.
I like to see you try, man. I've been beating your ass since I was 13 goddamn years old. I will do it again.
Just because your ass is in a stupid fucking chair doesn't mean I won't hit you down, boy.
Man, try me. I'm going to see my sister. You are just fucking standing out here not doing shit. This lady's a doctor. She can help. Now move.
Nobody is setting foot in my home.
Man, this is my home. I've been paying for it ever since you got your bum ass out and left.
I swear to God, Gideon, I'm gonna shut your mouth. I'm gonna shut your mouth so hard you can just see him like raise a fist.
Man, try me. Try me. I've been fighting these bugs all frickin' week. Fucking try me.
Now hold on now. Luke, I think you should let us step inside.
This ain't none of your business, Otmar. Now you've
I
been good
know
to
it
my
ain't my
boy.
business.
You've been good to my boy, teaching him the ropes and all. But this is my home. This is my boy.
Yeah. We're gonna all have to step inside. Sorry.
Over my sorry ass dead body, you are. And he pulls out a gun.
Oh, of course you're pulling out a gun, because your weak ass can't fucking do shit.
How far is he from Otmar?
You guys are probably standing maybe 20 feet apart.
So he's not going to charge from 20 feet away if he's got a gun.
South is gonna slowly try to work his hand down to his holster and put his hand around his pistol.
Now, Luke,
Uh,
this lady's a doctor. She was able to patch me up. She can help out Sophie too, and everyone else who's hurt. Now, are you gonna move your bum ass out of the way?
says, Jackie, Emily, get inside. And they just are kind of sitting there a little petrified. They look between him and they look at you. Then he just yells, now.
Yeah,
And
y'all go on and get inside.
They run
South
inside.
kind of kneels down to Gideon and is like, I could take the shot, but he's your father. Your call, kid.
If anyone's gonna kill that motherfucker, it's gonna be me, I swear to God.
Fair enough. And
You
it kinda-
had your chance, Gideon. You blew it. My baby girl's in there dying if she ain't dead already. No thanks to you and your neglect.
My neglect. You're the one who's been gone for over a fucking decade. If anyone's been neglectful, it's been you. I've been trying busting my ass to raise these kids, and you're over here telling me I've been neglectful?
Hey,
I've been
I've been
trying to
trying to
fight these
find a
things.
job. I've been trying
Oh,
to find a
really?
job.
Oh, really?
Just ask around town. They know me.
Yeah, they know you're the bum who sleeps out on the streets, because ain't nobody want you.
And he starts waving this gun around a little crazily. It's clear that he doesn't really know. He's never handled one before. And he's saying, listen, boy, I've had a long day. I don't want no trouble from you or your stranger friends. Don't want no trouble with you, Mr. Otmar. Just go. Leave us in peace. Leave us in peace so I can bury my daughter. The one that you killed, Gideon, because you weren't here.
I tried to be here, and I would have been here if you actually acted like a fucking dad. But this
Woulda,
lady's
coulda,
a
shoulda.
doctor. She
Woulda,
could
coulda,
be,
shoulda,
she
boy.
can help. Oh, of course you're wouldn't me. Of course you shouldn't me.
Just shut your trap. Turn around. Go back to the cooperative, wherever shithole you come from. We don't need you here no more.
Yeah, that's what we all fucking told you, and you happen to hang your bum ass around here. Now move, this doctor lady can help.
See Dr. Volkov kind of step around your wheelchair, hands up. I am indeed a doctor, sir. If your girl is hurt, I can take a look. And he wildly waves his gun at her. Says, nobody is set foot in my home. Now get out of here before I do something crazy.
I'm gonna try and walk past him. Just like push. I'm gonna try. Probably fail at it, but I'll try.
Okay, so go ahead and make a mobility check because you are in the state you are in. It's going to be -2. All right, so tell me what this looks like as you try to pull yourself out of the wheelchair to get moved past them.
I feel like he manages to get himself at least to half of his full height before he just fully falls forward and just starts to kind of crawl his way in there, or attempt to.
All right, the rest of you see Gideon fall in the dirt, still trying to push forward.
I think Otmar would help Gideon and insist that they were going to go inside, but he's not bum rushing Luke. He's moving forward to help Gideon.
Who wants to make the manipulation? I think this should be Gideon. Go ahead and make a manipulation roll. Otmar, you're helping, so you'll get a base modifier of 1 for Otmar's help. You crawl forward. With Otmar's help, it kind of helps you to your feet, and you're leaning heavily on Otmar as you kind of limp your way forward. Lean against him with your good arm. You can see your father. He has his gun out, and he's pointing it at you, Gideon. And you're walking right past him with Otmar's help. And you can see him, his hands shaking.
Go ahead and shoot me, Luke. It ain't been the worst thing you ever done.
You can see him turning beet red. His hands visibly shaking. And then he just turns around, throws the gun into the sand. Oh, fuck this. Fuck you. Fuck this place. And he goes storming off.
Gideon's just gonna mutter under his breath, just fucking typical, and then go back, and then try and go back inside.
All right. So inside, you see your 4 sisters. And you see lying in the bed. The ceiling here is pockmarked. It's just like chunks of it are missing. Other parts are just kind of melted in, like melted wax almost. And you see kind of lying in the midst of this destruction, the tiny body of Sophie, a 5-year-old girl. It looks like she's missing her legs. And they're just like, and what's left of them is just covered in black. And she's unconscious.
With Otmar's help, he's gonna run up to Sophie and just try and get to work with at least with what little he knows, and just try and see if he can make things better.
You feel a hand on your shoulder. And you turn around and you see it's Dr. Volkov. Gideon, would you mind if I take a look?
Okay, yeah.
She says thank you. Pushes past you and pulls out a medical bag that she retrieved from the medical bay from the ship. She first feels Sophie's pulse, listens for her breath, takes out a stethoscope and starts doing some checkups on her. And she turns to you, Otmar, and says, if you don't mind doing me another favor, could you take Gideon out? And the girls too, please.
Come on, everybody. Give the doctor some room now. I'll try to herd everyone out and close the door behind him. He's looking for Ezra as he does this. He's trying to make eye contact.
Yeah, I think the doctor's trying to get in her good graces. Ezra will give a nod.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. Gideon, I'll let you make the medicine check.
Okay.
You're going to be rolling. Oh no, not your medicine check. This will be
I'm sorry.
You'll be rolling for Dr. Volkov.
Okay.
So you're going to have a total of 7 dice. So roll 7d6. A few moments later, she comes out. Kind of a blank look on her face. Otmar, she motions for you to come forward.
Yeah, he comes forward.
The wounds are too severe. She's lost too much blood. And it's something else. I cannot. She's burning up. She's clearly infected. All I can do is make her comfortable. I'm sorry. I don't know if you want to tell Gideon or you'd like me to.
Oh, I would like you to.
Very well. She walks over to you, Gideon, and asks to speak with you alone, outside, away from the other girls.
All right. What's going on? Is she gonna be okay?
I'm sorry, Gideon. Her wounds are too severe. She'll be lucky to make it through. She looks up at the sky. Next couple of nights.
What do you mean? I mean, we could take her back to the ship, right? We could get her fixed up like you did me.
You are a hardy family, that's for sure. She shouldn't even been alive after such trauma. The fact that she's still hanging on is something of a miracle, but she is in a great deal of pain right now. I can give her something for that, ease that pain. But that's all I can do.
Well, maybe there's something I can do. Hang on, there gotta be something I can do at least.
I'm sorry, Gideon.
No, hang on. Let me try. I'm sure I can do something.
I think what she needs now, or perhaps what you and your sisters need to do, is say goodbye with what little time she has left.
No, she's fine. When I left, she was fine. It was only supposed to be a couple days. It's only supposed to be a couple days. And this was all fine. She was fine. She's gonna be fine. I'm sure we can fix this.
I'm sorry. He just reaches out and places a hand on your shoulder as I think you're back in your chair now. And
Mm.
if there's anything I can do, I'll just be over there. And she retreats back to where the others are standing.
Did Aiko catch any of this? Was he able to get the gist, or did he see or pick up anything?
She tried to speak with Gideon in private, like away from earshot, but you could probably clearly see that it's not good news.
Where's Ezra?
Hanging out by the door. Didn't fully quite come into the building, but I can be within earshot.
Aiko's gonna let out kind of like an exhausted, like I'm wasting my time with this crap. He's gonna go over to Ezra and say, "Do you think Mother could run a medical diagnostic? Are we able to help out here in any way?"
Daughter is down,
Oh, daughter,
and you
right.
know that, and we're working on it.
Well, what if we take this sicko back to Medbay and see if daughter can maybe do some sort of analytics on her? I mean, I don't think this Dr. Irene is that competent anyways.
I'm learning about your kind. Maybe you should too.
Can we get daughter running some data on this sicko or not?
Ezra will turn his back on Aiko. in disgust of his insensitivity. Even an android knows now's not the time for that.
The other girls are starting to gather around you, Gideon, looking to you for an answer as they see Dr. Volkov walk away. Leanna just kind of hangs back a little, but Emily asks you, she's going to be okay, right? Sophie's going to be okay?
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Your friend's a doctor. She can help, right?
She's supposed to. I don't know. Fuck, it should have been me. God fucking damn it.
Ezra will
Yeah,
walk over to
that's-
the doctor and say, any of the technology in the med bay help with
No.
the
The
little one?
trauma to that poor girl's body is immense. No, that's nothing. Anything
Ezra will
can
take
do for her now.
Ezra will take 2 steps back.
Leanna says, "That's right, Gideon. It should have been you." And she just turns her back on you and walks inside.
Gideon's not gonna say anything, but he's gonna kind of follow behind her. And he's not even bothering to try hide that he's crying now.
Right. So all the girls now kind of are around Sophie. Jackie's basically like crawled up into bed with her and just kind of hugging her and crying. Leanna's just kind of Emily's just holding Sophie's hand, and Leanna's just kind of standing off in a corner, watching.
Gideon's gonna try his best to kind of crawl up next to Jackie and Sophie and just hug them.
Spend the next few moments in that embrace, and you can feel in those moments Sophie's last breath escape her.
Gideon's just gonna kind of gently grab Jackie, just kind of whispering to himself, "I'm sorry, it should have been me, I'm sorry." And just kind of slowly take Jackie and grab Sophie and just kind of slowly walk out.
Okay. Unfortunately, you're not walking anywhere. You're
Gonna wheel out.
So you want to take Sophie with you?
I want to take
Okay.
not Sophie, sorry. Emily. Grab Jackie and
Emily.
Emily and just kind of slowly
Okay.
walk them out.
Emily will push your chair, and Jackie's going to hold your hand, your good hand, as you walk out. Leanna says, "You know what?" Kind of stops you as you're about to leave and says, "Dad, you're right. He was never around, but he was at least consistent in that. I don't know. I just thought you'd be better than that."
I thought so too.
And then as you leave the room with Emily and Jackie, Leanna closes the door behind her so she can be alone with Sophie and just hear her break down in tears.
Gideon's just bawling at this point. He's not even bothering to hide it. He's just full wreck.
Dr. Volkov turns to you, Aiko, and says, tragedy. But I feel I must go into town and see if there are at least other people I might be able to help. Oh, yes, and I have to make a bomb. And she walks away into town.
I'm gonna poke Ezra.
We should follow her. We should follow her. I'll go along. Tell Isra to follow me. Gideon, stay here with the girls. Otmar says as he sets off in pursuit of the doctor.
I'll tap Ezra and be like, "Hey, Tin Can, go, say something to cheer her up or something. Cheer him up or something."
Yeah. Android eye roll, and I'll follow Otmar and the doctor.
That just leaves you in south.
Is what was the guy's name? Was it the dad?
The dad's name was
Luke.
Luke.
Is he still
Luke.
around?
No, he's gone.
I mean, since everybody's leaving, I guess I'll stay just so Gideon, unless Gideon knows where we're going, I guess we'll go. But
Gideon kind of doesn't really care at this point. He's gonna stay behind.
Seth is going to go with everybody. Before he does, he's going to grab that pistol that her dad threw.
Aiko kind of feels not bad, but like you're a different kind of irritated. So he's gonna kind of just he's gonna go and walk, but he's gonna kind of wait, but keep himself busy until Gideon like gets his shit together.
Yeah, it's gonna be a while.
All right. So south you went to pick up the gun and you follow after everyone else into town. Aiko, you as well.
Oh well, I can go if you want me to go. I was gonna wait around.
Okay, you're gonna wait for Gideon to finish his whatever he's gonna do. Okay. So what do you do while you wait?
I did get access to my like login, right? So I assume I got some information on my data pad. I was able to download some crap. Maybe I'm just either looking at daughter diagnostics, playing around on my data pad, something like that.
Sounds like fun doom scrolling. All right.
I bet Gideon's going to love getting pushed by Aiko on the way into town.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be so much fun.
I mean, I didn't want to say it, but like y'all's just leaving the wheelchair person alone.
Oh yeah, that's right. The doctor was supposed to push her.
And
That's right.
If you'll also notice the terrain,
She forgot.
that is not wheelchair friendly terrain.
Damn. Just leaves me behind. I see how it is.
Doctor was looking for an out. She was tired of pushing you. It all makes sense now.
It's all a grand conspiracy.
You see Leanna come out a few moments later. Her eyes are puffy and red, but her face is cold. And she looks at you, Gideon, and says, Gideon, go. Just go. I'll take care of the girls.
All right. Before I go, though, the co-op is probably going to be coming back. Right now, they've been pretty much wiped out by those bug things. There's a ship that the other people came in earlier. It's pretty much almost operational. It's over by Jarvis's pen. Just promise me you'll meet me there. It's the only way off of this bucket. The only way out of here.
She looks back at your home after a big sigh and looks at the disaster that it is. And looks across into town and sees devastation and ruin there. And says, "Fine. Fine. We'll meet you there."
Okay. Thank you.
And she calls for Emily and Jackie. Come on, girls. Let's make a nice little shrine for our sister. And they go inside. With Jackie just kind of waving at you as she, the last one in.
Gideon's gonna wave back with his good hand and just kind of turn and get ready to go.
All right. And Aiko, you see Gideon alone in his chair now.
And clearly struggling to get over even any of these little mountainous terrains. I'll just kind of nonchalantly shove him along. Yeah. He'll offer some comforting words in the form of I had a sister. She really pissed me off. I haven't talked to her in 20 years. I think she'd be better off dead, personally. I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah. Your arm's looking better.
This is all your fault. That's all he's gonna say. He's not gonna say anything else.
Aiko's gonna just kind of nod his head.
All right. So you guys are struggling to get into town with Aiko pushing the wheelchair.
While we're heading into town, I will let her know, by the way, I can ask Alex to do some pretty uncomfortable, disgusting things like cleaning the latrine, you know. Just let me know.
All right. So heading into town, that's where we'll end it tonight with just one last thing. As you are chasing after Dr. Volkov, who's not going very fast, she's actively looking for people to help, and she see people struggling. She'll talk to see if they're okay. So you guys get up to her, no problem. But you all hear the heavy sounds of engines, kind of powerful jets approaching as a second cooperative dropship lands just outside of town. All right.
Captain Lynn is still with us.
Captain Lynn is back at the
Yeah, she's
crash
just
site.
tied
Oh,
up.
yeah. We locked her up back at the thing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and all right.
Okay.
Should be
No
fun.
Beatles on this ship, right?
No Beatles. Beatles all seem to have done their popping here in Baxter's Reach. Not much left. You can see the remains, the remnants of it. There's like a lot of the buildings are like covered in this black goo. So
the buildings are covered in black goo. Is there like the mist particles of the black goo, or is it just like a gel, or like what do you call it, that viscous?
there was some electrical damage when the acid kind of broke through some of these things, and you can see it caused like electrical fires. So there are kind of ash particles floating around in the air,
But not the goo particles, like not the black spore stuff. Boy. Oh boy.
All right, so I'll stop the stream there. Thanks to anyone who's watched it. And we'll be back in a couple weeks. Yeah.